back to the Magpie Channel TV and welcome to beautiful New Biggin by the sea. The Champions League draws tomorrow, that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, and I thought, you know what it is, what better scene you come to than New Biggin. Yeah, Newcastle are going to be potentially heading away to Paris, to Borussia Dortmund, to Benfica, Italy. Got all this on your doorstep, man. Do you know what I mean? What more could you want? So obviously we'll be having a nice little walk along the beach now, talking about the potential group stage draw. And I've said in the title, you know, Newcastle are set for the group of death, just because it's probably our luck. Do you know what I mean? It's just I've got these sunglasses on now, I don't even need them, although I do, because they are specs as well, so I can't see. I'll probably fall into a sandpit without that. But nice massive cloud just came over right on cue there. It's been a lovely morning and now the clouds are here, but never mind. Hopefully I'll be on the beach of somewhere sunnier soon whoever Newcastle get in that Champions League draw. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. I mean, there's the badge there. Remember to tune in to the Magpie Channel TV tomorrow evening, 5 PM for that Champions League draw. I'll be doing a live watch along, a live stream for the Champions League draw, so make sure you check that out. Come and join in, have a big crack with me. I'll also be doing a live stream tonight for the Carabao Cup third round draw. Can Newcastle get back to Wembley? Can we go all the way this time? Let's find out who we're going to get in the first game. Third round for us this year, for the first time in years. We're normally obviously in the second round, but because of our top floor success, we're entering the third round, and obviously Spurs got knocked out last night. So yeah, tune in 10 PM tonight to see who we get in the Carabao Cup third round. Tomorrow evening, see who we get the Champions League group stage, and that is what this is all about. Champions League group then, group of death, is it coming? Probably, because of Newcastle's luck. Do you know what I mean? That's why I've said it in the title, and it's obviously a very strong possibility now. Let us know what your group of death actually is. I'll put the pots on the screen there now. Obviously Newcastle will get one team from 1, 2 and 3. We're in pot 4. And obviously the top 2 teams go throughout the group stages. The 3rd team goes down to the Europa League. The 4th team comes back to New Biggin. So let's hope that's us. I want to stay in this competition for as long as possible, obviously. But the group of death for me, if you look at those pots, is it Bayern Munich in pot 1? Obviously we can't get City from the same league. They're the champions, you'd probably put them in there. But Bayern Munich in pot 1. Pot 2, Real Madrid. Pot 3 is the AC Milan semi-finalists, Tonali going back there. That would probably be the group of death for me, although you could pick a few others. Like I said, drop in the comments who your group of death would be, and also who your group of choice would be. Who would you like to get? Would you rather chuck someone in there that you fancy your chances of getting an easy 3 points against? Obviously there's some funky teams in there. I wouldn't mind like a Union Berlin. I really want to go to Germany. I've never been to Germany, and if I could pick a team, I would be choosing a Dortmund or a Bayern Munich. But I'll tell you what, I will put on the screen now a clip from me at BBC Radio Newcastle last week, where I was on their podcast for a good hour with Raisbeck and Colin White, so that's on BBC Sounds if you just want to check that out. And I was asked, you know, if it was my choice, if I had the power, who would I choose to be Newcastle United's group? And this was before the pots got announced, but I'll play that clip now.
If I gave you the power now, Matty, to choose which other 3 teams Newcastle play, bearing in mind you balance the glamour of where you might go, the teams you might bring to St James's Park, with, I guess, a genuine desire to qualify from the group as well, who do you want?
That's a good question at the end there, because you are tempted to say the big guns, and I will be saying the big guns. Yeah. But you do want, you know, I'm probably going to give us the group of death, to be honest with you. But my first choice is Borussia Dortmund. I really want to experience that German football, the yellow wall. Yeah. Really want to go over there. Second choice has to be Real Madrid. I think bring the biggest and the best. Imagine Real Madrid at St James's Park, and imagine the Geordies taking over the Bernabeu. It'd be sensational. Yeah. And lastly, I'm going to be romantic, and I'm going to go for a return to the San Siro. I'm going to go AC Milan or Inter Milan, it doesn't matter. Probably Inter, to be honest, because the Tonali one would be a bit spicy, wouldn't it, with the AC Milan fans? Yeah. You know, they didn't want him to leave. He probably wouldn't want to play against them so soon, to be honest with you, being a boyhood fan and everything. So, Borussia Dortmund from Germany, Real Madrid of Spain, and then I'll go Inter Milan of Italy.
And would you fancy Newcastle to make any progress from that group?
Yes.
You would?
Yeah, honestly, I think the only team we would struggle against would be Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I'm quite confident of the Champions League, you know. I don't know if it's the optimism of the opening day of the season or how we finished last year, but I look at that Champions League last year and I look at the Milans in the semi-finals and I look at other teams in and around it, and apart from Real Madrid, I'm not really scared of anyone else.
Yeah.
I think on the night, toe to toe, Newcastle can go with anyone.
So there we go. That is who I chose as my dream selection. Now, obviously, a few of those are in pot 2, so it can't happen. So on revised choice, I'm not scared to choose a group of death. I'm not scared of anyone in this Champions League for Newcastle, especially at home, unless it's Real Madrid. But for me, they're the only team that I fear in this competition. Maybe a City as well, if we got through and got them in the round of 16 or the quarters, because they're just so good. Pep's so good. But the big one is obviously Real Madrid. They're the best. They're the ultimate champions of the Champions League. They've won it a silly amount of times. Bellingham's on fire now, but I really want to play Real Madrid. I really do. I want to test ourselves against the biggest and best teams in the Champions League. I think that's the whole point. I want to go to the biggest and best stadiums, the Bernabeu. I was there in May this year, a couple months ago, doing a stadium tour. Construction site it was, but that should be ready by the end of the year. Apparently, doubt it. But for me, I want to come up against Real Madrid. I want to see Bellingham at St James's Park. You know what I mean? And then PSG in that as well. I think there's a strong chance we get PSG. I'm not that bothered about getting them really. I know Mbappe is staying now. It would have been nice if Messi was still there. I guess the good thing is that Paris is close, so that would be ideal. But it's not really that of a huge, fantasy of mine to get PSG now. To be honest with you, for me, I would say I really want that Dortmund yellow wall, Bayern Munich, even like a smaller German team. And I wouldn't mind a trip to Italy, like a Lazio or something would be interesting. But again, these Italian ones can be a bit mental, can't they? And imagine Milan fans wouldn't be happy when Newcastle fans want one with Tonali in the back of the top, and how would Tonali play against his former club? Is it too soon? I think I said that in the BBC thing. Don't want to repeat myself. But there's lots of fancy draws in there that I would like. Like I said, Benfica, somewhere nice. That would be a nice breakaway. Or do you pick one of the lower teams for an easy draw? And you'd think, right, well, there's 6 points in the bag, home and away. That's not as good as it, but my arm's aching now already. Do you pick a team like that? Let me know who you would want in the pot. But honestly, I don't fear anyone. Am I being too cocky there? Am I being silly? We haven't been in the Champions League in 20 years, and I think we can take on the lot. Because for me, when I look around, I think, well, that Barcelona are obviously getting back to their best, and I would love Barcelona if it was actually at the new camp, but it's at the Olympic Stadium for the next couple of years. They're playing around a bloody running track. It's a Gated on steroids. I don't want to go to a bloody Gated stadium in Spain. You know what I mean? Running track around there, crap. But obviously we would have the luxury of bringing them back to St James's Park, which would be nice after doing that years ago. Aspria days and that. But when you look at it, like I say, it's only Real Madrid that I'd be fearful of maybe embarrassing with. I don't even think we would get embarrassed. I really don't think we would get embarrassed by Real Madrid. I think we'd give a good account of ourselves. But maybe away from home would be obviously be a lot harder. But yeah, I think for me, bring it on. Bring anyone on. Bring the big boys on. And I'm absolutely buzzing for it. I will be going to every single Champions League away day. Can't wait for it. I mean, I'm not missing out on this. And I thought it would be coming back here. At least anytime soon, I either maybe in 10, 20 years, we'll eventually fell down the sandpit. That's why I was telling you the warnings about it. Fucking hell. Just as soon as I see that, I want an injury before I book me flights to wherever it is we're going. Imagine how crazy it's going to be tomorrow night when those flights get booked. Newcastle Airport, we're going to have to put on a hell of a lot more flights to Madrid for a start. As when I went to Madrid, I had to fly from London. We don't even fly to Madrid, so there's a lot of busy, exciting times coming for Newcastle United. Yes, we're disappointed the other night after the Liverpool game, but we can definitely come back and get excited for the Champions League draw. Tomorrow, Thursday, 5 PM, join me on the Magpie Channel TV for that live stream. And like I said, join me tonight for the Carabao Cup live stream as well, the third round draw. But let me know in the comments, who do you think Newcastle will get? Will we get the group of death? Would we get through that group of death? Who would be your choices for the group stages? Cheers for watching, everyone. Subscribe to my channel TV. I'll see you in the next one.